Hey YouTube, we're back again. We're going to do another section from the 2024 handbook for the SHSAT. So let's jump right into it. We're going to be doing find angle X questions. We already did one on the grid-ins, so let's get to it. Let's see, the next one is going to be question number 82. These are not too bad. And if you go back and look at the grid-in one, I kind of give a quick look-see of the things you need to be looking for. So go back to that question 58 or 61, was it? And see some of the things I said about that there. All right, let's see, 82, where is that? So like I said, I'm going to be piecing these together. I'm not doing this sequentially. I may not do all questions. All right, so here's this one. I like to look at the illustration anyway. I have a 135 outside of 3 intersecting lines, it appears. I know they're lines because there's arrows going over there, and I want to see what it's going to say in words. I don't believe what I see till the words tell me that it's true, right? But it appears there's 3 intersecting lines that make one angle outside on the top there, 135, one towards the right at the bottom, 100, and there's one between those two intersecting lines, K and J, which makes an angle X. All right, so there's a whole bunch of stuff I can say about that already, but there's kind of no point doing that yet. So let's see here. All right, so I am going to play off of the rule that things makes 180 degrees. So first of all, that means we're going to solve this angle right here, which means this 135 plus that is going to be 180. Whoops, that line went too far. So I notice students, when they do this in their heads, they go too far. So basically what we're doing is 180 minus 35, okay? And enough students think that's 55, but it's not, it's 45. All right, and we can add these two back up and see that it brings me back to 180. So this is 45, okay? And we know because of vertical angles, this angle right here is 100. All right, so therefore the triangle in this space here is going to be the degrees in a triangle, right, is equal to 180. All right, so I'm going to subtract from that the 100. All right, so I'm going to be left with 80, and then subtract from that the 45 we got before. All right, and again, it's easy to think this is 35 or 40 or 45. If you get my point, what a lot of students do is they do the subtraction in their head and they get it off by 5 or 10 degrees on either side of it. So if the answer should be 35, they'll say it's 30, or they'll say it's 40, or they'll even say it's 25 or whatever. It's easy to start getting this wrong in your brain and making that kind of silly error, if you will. All right, so we want to try to avoid that. So the answer to this question is going to be G, 35. Okay, once you get your numbers, it should be clear to you. Double check everything. 135 plus the 45 is 180. 100 is 100. And then we're going to get 100, the 45, the other angle, and the one we just found over here, 35. Okay, that should add up to 180. And I left out a step here, which is that if I know this here was the 35, then X is the equivalent vertical angle, so X is also 35. All right, the next one is going to be 91, question 91. So I've traditionally taken a lot of time to go through these, and I'm trying to go through this handbook as fast as I possibly can to try to show you guys some of the pacing. On the others, I've done review handbooks of maybe 4 handbooks at this point, and I usually go slow, really focusing on the concepts. On this one, I'm not quite doing a speed run, but I want to pace myself through it. So I'm talking fast as if I was actually doing this live and just going through it and trying to find the optimal stuff. Now, there's going to be questions we hit where that's not going to end up being the case. So I have a parallelogram. Okay, it looks like one, and the words confirm it. And I wanted to say that earlier for question 82, that I was saying it looked like three intersecting lines. It did say they were intersecting, and they did say they were lines, okay? And then the gotcha this says, what is the value of x plus y? So the question is, what is the value of x plus y? A lot of students solve a question, and then they go to the next question without ever fully answering the actual question that they were being asked to do. All right, so this one, we have to realize that if it's a parallelogram, that opposite sides are equal. Okay, which means x plus y is the same angle as well. We can also do 360, right? The number of degrees, and I'm just going to write PG, a parallelogram, is equal to 360. This seems to be the strategy most students take. And then 56 plus 56 is 112. All right, so then they're going to subtract from that and get, what are you going to get there? 248. Okay, and then because it's x plus y, right? Each of those is equal to 124, but it's asking us for x plus y. So the answer will be D, and then you're just done with it, okay? There's a couple, all these have multiple strategies. We should also realize that this plus this is 180 because this line here, QR, is parallel to PS, okay? QP is also parallel to RS. So we can do a whole bunch of rules here based on that. We know it's a parallelogram, okay? Anyway, if this was 56, we know that the alternate angle there has to be supplementary to that. It has to be, it's going to end up being the 124. 124, right? We can check 124 plus 56 is 180, right? So that's another way to do it. And then once we get 124, then y has to be 124 as well, and we just can double that as well. Of course, they put 124 here as one of the answers. And because what I said before about people doing stuff in their heads, that's why they put 148 there, because people are going to figure it, get the 4e part, and then do goof up in their brain. So write all this down as much as possible. Actually do the subtraction like I wrote here, and then do the reverse operation. 248 plus 112 gives the 360. Always be doing that, okay? All right, that's 91. And there is one more question on this exam relating to find angle x. It's going to be 102. And if I remember this one, it was terribly easy, or at least it appeared to be. So let's see here. 100, 102 is going to be where, yeah, that's the one with the rectangle on the side, the angle on the side. All right, so this appears to be a rectangle. Okay, they're giving us this angle here, which means just like the other example, we could probably figure out this. If it's a rectangle, that's 90, okay? And then we can figure out this angle here. I'm going to call this angle A. And then based on that, figure out y from that's being 180 degrees. Now, I don't know if that's actually what the question says, but most likely that's what's going to happen. All right, so let's confirm this is a rectangle, and then we can work forth from there, okay? So the diagram shown above shows line segment RS, which is this line going that way. Okay, it's a line segment intersecting a rectangle. So therefore, we do know that's a right angle then. That's a right angle. That's a right angle. Those don't really matter, but this one is a right angle. Okay, what is the value of y, this angle here? Okay, so then if we use the fact that this is the sum of the angles of a line, then this angle inside of here is going to be 50. All right, and that is 90. All right, so we can do the sum of the thing as 180 degrees in a triangle, or we could just realize if there's already 90 taken up by the corner, then this has to be 40. All right, and the 50 plus 40 plus 90 is 180. And again, you should be writing all this out, and then the other is going to be 180 minus that 40. Okay, and that's going to give us 140. In this case, it would be E. Okay, and then do all your double checks. Now that you know all the numbers there, figure them all in. Again, most students are going to do your angle calculations in your head. And you're going to be off by 5 degrees or 10 degrees. All right? And the answers here are either right or they're wrong. And speaking of right, see y'all later.